Well, you might remember Kristen Clark. She's the out-of-the-closet racist, a race hater, for Documented, who now somehow is running the DOJ's Civil Rights Division. Because everything is irony. So what's she up to? Well, today, the DOJ filed a lawsuit against the state of Georgia. The reason? Georgia passed a law to limit voter fraud. And limiting voter fraud, in the view of Kristen Clark, is, needless to say, racist.
And in this case, our careful assessment of the facts and the law demonstrates that Georgia's recent voting rights law violates Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. Our complaint challenges several provisions of SB 202 on the grounds that they were adopted with the intent to deny or abridge Black citizens equal access to the political process.
So there it is, the racism leash. They call you racism when they want you to obey. Will Georgia obey? Well, Chris Carr is the Attorney General of Georgia. He joins us tonight. Mr. Attorney General, I appreciate your coming on. So how exactly is your attempt, the state of Georgia's attempt, to limit voter fraud, which is real, racist?
Well, it's not, Tucker, and thanks for having me. Let's be clear. This isn't a lawsuit. This is a campaign flyer. The Department of Justice is playing politics. They're not upholding the rule of law. And this blatantly political lawsuit is legally, factually, and constitutionally wrong. Anybody who looks at our law can see that it improves security, it improves access, it improves transparency in Georgia's law, and that's why it's going to be upheld.
So what is their claim exactly? I mean, as far as I know, African Americans in Georgia and in the rest of the country vote as a higher percentage of population than almost any group. So how, and that, great, but how is your law, according to Kristen Clark, the bigot running the Civil Rights Division, disproportionately affecting Black voters? I honestly don't get the argument.
Well, you're going to have to ask the Justice Department that, because that's the claim that they're making. And again, they're wrong. And this is the 8th lawsuit now, Tucker, that we have. There's 7 other lawsuits filed by others like Fair Fight and others that make the same types of claims. And I would just remind everybody, we've beaten Stacey Abrams in court every time she's filed a legal action against us since 2018. And this is, again, it's a blatantly political lawsuit. And I'd remind everybody, the Attorney General, when he got into office, said he was going to depoliticize the department. And then he comes out of the chute with this, a blatantly political lawsuit that is not based on fact. And I'll tell you, I think the American people should be very, very concerned that this Justice Department, and I'm going to quote what Governor Brian Kemp said, the weaponization of the Department of Justice should bother everybody. It has now been weaponized by a group of political activists who don't like what our state has done. Today it may be Georgia, but tomorrow it could be anybody, and that should bother anyone, Republicans, Democrats, liberals, or conservatives. It's a problem.
Well, I would say they're not just activists, they're extremists. And Merrick Garland has this kind of Joe Biden thing going for him, which is that he looks moderate and seems sensible, and he's a friendly guy, and you meet a lot of people. I know Merrick Garland, good guy. And then you listen to the text of what he said, and you realize this guy's an extremist. He's a radical. Attacking people on the basis of their skin color as Attorney General? Really? Since when is that allowed? So can they force you to change the law in Georgia or no?
Absolutely not, Tucker, because it's constitutional. It's legal. You look at what our bill does. Again, it improves security. And look, go back to 2018. Democrats complained about long lines. They complained about voting machines. They complained about local boards not doing their job. Republicans complained about the same thing in 2020. SB 202 simply addresses those concerns. Improved access, improved security, improved transparency that helps everyone, Republican and Democrat alike. Because right now there is a crisis of confidence in our electoral system.
Yeah.
But this bill simply addresses those and provides a stronger system for everybody in the state of Georgia. And it will be
paper ballots in person. Yeah, that's really the only answer. I appreciate it. Mr. Attorney General, thanks for coming on tonight.
Tucker, thanks for having me, and go Hawks.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.